What's going on? It's Jay with Aquastar Distributors. Get a lot of questions about how do I install a bellows in my Vacuflush system. So right here I have an S pump, but it's gonna be the same for all of Dometic's pumps, okay? First thing you're gonna wanna do is think about hiring a professional. Definitely check out the video we did with hygiene and personal protective equipment. This is a brand new pump, so do as I say, not as I do. But we're gonna get into how do you change the bellows inside of a pump. I'm gonna do this backwards, so if I fumble, stumble, bear with me. Excellent idea, take the pump out, okay? Be prepared for leaking sewage to come out as you pull hoses. Obviously, you're gonna wanna have rags, vacuums, stuff like that. Bring it in, put it on your workbench. Take a picture of it. Which way is the motor facing? Which way are the fittings, okay? Great idea. I like to take these quick clamps. So clamping it down makes it nice and easy. These 6-way screwdrivers that we sell on our website are fantastic for doing this. I'm gonna grab a number 1 Phillips. Just loosen up these screws. Remove the cover. I like to first attack the 3/4 inch shoulder bolt. If you do it this way, the eccentric on the motor is gonna turn. So what I do, give it a quick pop. Not that hard of a pop, but a pop. Pull the shoulder bolt out first. Now we'll go ahead, pull the 4 5/16 screws that go through the pump top into the motor off. You're gonna wanna support the motor while you do this. You don't want it to fall. Okay. Now we have 8 5/16 screws going from the pump top into the pump body. This is the same for all S and J pumps. T pumps as well. Normally I do this by hand. If you drop these, they're not regular steel, it's a stainless steel screw, so you're in trouble. Put those 8 stainless steel screws off to the side. Okay, now the bellows has come out. It's stayed to the top of the pump, which is fine. Screw fell into the bellows, which is normal. I like these nice long double pliers. If you drop anything in there, it makes it much easier. So I'm gonna put our screws off to the side. Good idea to inspect the inside of this pump. Make sure there's no buildup of debris. If it's really bad, you can soak it in acid. It'll burn all that mineral buildup off. Obviously, you want to follow all the safety protocol to do that. If you're not comfortable, you can ship me your pump and we'll rebuild it for you. Usually takes us about a day or 2 to get that turned around. Every once in a while, we do have an emergency service for that. So if you are in a huge jam, sometimes the day we receive it, we'll turn it around and get it back out the same day. So 2 O-rings. One sits between the pump top and pump body. All right, this is all fun and exciting stuff, guys. The second round O-ring sits between the bellows and the pump top. Now, the most common problem I get, I put my bellows in, okay, and it's leaking everywhere. That's wrong. All right, I'm gonna get a really good close-up. These bellows chocks happen to be the new ones that came out in 2022. Actually, the very end of 2021. Go around the bellows. So if you can see here, the chamfer on the bellows chock matches the bellows, okay? I get a nice close-up of that for you guys, right? The other one will match. I like to put mine kind of nice and straight. It doesn't matter, but that's how I like to put mine. So we're gonna take this assembly, put it into the pump body. Critical that we want the shaft of the bellows to be in line so that the eccentric of the motor matches up nicely. Obviously, when you guys do this, you're gonna be putting a new bellows in, but this is a brand new pump. What I do is take a little bit of silicone grease, okay, put it on the O-rings. These are already done because it's one of our pumps. When you purchase a rebuild kit from us, we do include a little bit of silicone grease to put on there. Okay, so we smear that along. We're gonna make sure that that channel is nice and clean. No debris or anything like that in there. We then take our bellows O-ring, which is the round O-ring, lubricate that. That'll sit nice and flush right inside the bellows. Now, you took a picture, right? So you know which way that this pump top goes, whether it goes this way or this way. Now, quite honestly, it doesn't matter. More kind of for aesthetics, depends on what setup you have. But I like to have everything appropriate. So we'll take the pump top, push down. Now, when I do this, I like to keep pressure down. The reason is if the pump top does come off the pump body, sometimes that bellows O-ring can jump out of place and cause an issue. So what I'll do is get my screws nice and handy, kind of go in a crisscross pattern. I recommend you do this by hand. Never ever use an impact gun. This, like I said before, is an adjustable screw gun. So it's got a chuck on it. I know on this one, 12 is perfect. Okay. I'll put 2 down. Now the stress is off. I'll add the remaining 6 screws. This is all very exciting. But it's important because I've seen people ruin brand new parts and I don't want you to do that. You don't have to, but I prefer to go in a star cross torque pattern. It's up to you, however you decide to put the motor back on. The 2 top screws all have washers. The bottom screws will not have washers. Personally, I like to put my eccentric on my motor at either kind of 7 o'clock or 5 o'clock. I find it's most easy to align the bellows to the eccentric. So I'll take my first 2 screws, get my motor lined up, start everything in. Now I'm having a little trouble there, so I'll show you a little trick. I'll take my next screw in the bottom, doesn't necessarily matter which side. This is gonna give me a little trouble because I'm doing it backwards. But we get our motor lined up. Whoops, swing and a miss. After I do this a million times backwards, I'll be perfect at it. So I got that started. This screw is giving me trouble. A little pro tip, pinch. That's all you need to do. I like to make my top 2 pretty snug. Be careful. It's a stainless steel screw on an aluminum plate, so you can do some damage. You can also use our 6-way screwdrivers. And that grease is nice and slippery, so I might, oh, we got it. Take that screw, put it in the 6-way, and you could also do it by hand. Now, regardless of what people say, cross thread is not better than no thread. We want to make sure that the next guy can get in here and do work. So we'll just double check everything. Nice and snug. Excellent. Shoulder bolt. Like I said, when you buy the rebuild kit from us, you get a little grease. I put a drop of grease on there. This can be a little tricky, but we put that at either 5 or 7 o'clock. So I've gotten that to line up nice and easily. To turn that eccentric, you can power the motor. I'll take a channel locks or a crescent wrench, just rotate it gently. Obviously, you would want to have the power disconnected. Safety first. This motor has a pretty heavy gear reduction in it. Minga, it will get your finger if you're not careful. Okay. So we're going to tighten that eccentric. We're going to come to a little problem here shortly. There's our problem. It's getting tight. And now we're turning the eccentric on the motor. So just like we took it off, take our fist, bop it. Plenty tight. Put our cover back on. Nice 6-way screwdriver. This cover just for aesthetics only. Obviously, we'd change the duckbill valves in here, or if this was a white J-series vacuum generator, we'd change the duckbill valves. But if you need a bellows, need any duckbill valves, O-rings, visit us on the web, give us a call. I appreciate you taking the time to watch how to do this. If you need to find a professional to do this for you because you're not interested, you can jump on our website or give us a call. We'll help you find the nearest dealer. But I really appreciate you guys watching, and hopefully you decide to buy parts from us. Thanks so much. Have an awesome day.